Hi, this is Dr. Jeffrey Hanna at Atlas Health Australia. I want to take a moment to dispel one of these most common myths about degenerative arthritis, and that is that it's happening just because you are getting older. So, if you've been diagnosed with degenerative arthritis, you probably had some kind of an x-ray or maybe a CT scan or something like that. And if you were to look at the different joints of your neck, here's a way of determining, okay, what's going on. First up, find the area that has the most amount of wear and tear. And one of the best ways I can think of describing, what degenerative arthritis is, imagine if you would that you've got a bike, you've left it to rust out in the rain, and it's been accumulating that rust over days, weeks, months, years, or sometimes even decades. And the more that has added up, the more clunky and finicky things can be with the movement. In a nutshell, that's what it is. It's the body's attempt then to try to maintain a degree of stability so that your head and your neck aren't going to be metaphorically falling off of your shoulders or anything like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a look and you're going to find out, okay, well, what level is there going to be the most amount of degenerative arthritis? And usually that's going to be somewhere around the C4, C5, C6. So this area right through here, you get stiff in the shoulders, pain, discomfort, moving your head, etc., etc. Then what I want you to do is I want you to find another vertebra somewhere in your spine that really does not have any degeneration whatsoever. And so let me ask you the question then. Is the vertebra that has all of that degenerative arthritis older than the one that doesn't? The answer is going to be, of course, no. They're the exact same age because you were born with them. They've both been there the entire time. So you can believe that degenerative arthritis is simply a matter of getting older, but if that was the case, number one, it would be systemic. Every joint in your body, every joint in your neck would look that way. And number two, it would mean that every single person, as they get older, the spine starts to deteriorate. And that's simply not true. I see people who have way more damage in their neck at 40 years old than other people that I see who are 70. So age, yeah, it means that there could be a more likelihood of something going on, but in and of itself, that is not it. So what degenerative arthritis is oftentimes the result of is if you've had some kind of an injury, didn't break, didn't dislocate, but if it shifts things just enough, what your body has tried to do is to maintain stability by adapting for that. But as a result, it's put more stress and pressure in these areas over a long period of time to the point where the bone has had to remodel itself. Now, it's normally a good adaptation, but like all things, it's going to run out after a period of time. And that's when soreness, achiness, pain, and all this sort of stuff can start to creep in. Now, unless we have a cure for gravity, time, or the stresses of day-to-day life, there's probably not going to be anything that can be done to undo that degenerative arthritis. In other words, if it's there, it's pretty much there. Same breath, anything that can be done to help the mobility through that area so that your body is not having to continuously compensate for these things, the better it can be. And so one of the things that we focus on is we're focusing on how the relationship between the head and the alignment of your neck allows for those joints to be able to move as freely and easily as they possibly can. And if they do that, people can still, even if they are riddled with arthritis, they can get relief, being able to move the head better, being able to get the pressure and the pain off of the shoulders, and being able to do so many of the different things that they want to do in life. So in particular, if you've ever been told that, okay, sorry, there's nothing that can be done, you have arthritis, and it's just because you're older, that does not mean that there's nothing that can be done, and it doesn't mean that you have to settle for whatever kind of discomfort you're experiencing. So I just like to, number one, hopefully you've enjoyed this so I can dispel that little bit of a myth there. Not just a little myth, a rather big one. But number two is if you've been dealing with different kinds of troubles, things like that, and just curious, what can be done? Feel free to get in contact with us. I'd be happy to have a chat with you just to see, is there anything that can be done to help you? Again, even if we can't undo the arthritis, is there a way that you can have a better quality of life being able to still be able to go through it? This is Dr. Jeff at Atlas Health, the Brain-Body Connection.